on your giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. Just a second ago, before we went live, Tyler was singing Ice Ice Baby here for us at Nation headquarters, and it was
preview of what's coming on Saturday at the
party. Are you going to do it?
No.
Why not?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Everyone, just provide Tyler with drinks that night, and we'll get him to do a nice little karaoke for us. Tyler, what's up?
Not much. That was a boring game last night. That was a dud.
We were just saying, like, offline a second ago, as soon as the game started, I was like, oh, is it going to be one of those games where it was just a doozy? It felt like flatline the entire time. And, you know, one of my questions for you, Tyler, and anyone listening online right now, please chat with us in the comments, is obviously the Oilers were off to a hot start, 13-5 on the season. But as the season goes on, are some of these underlying concerns that are they starting to like show through now that we're getting into a couple of games when our goalies can't save us, when the power play can't save us? Yeah. If it's a night where we have to rely on the whole team as a unit and there's a slow start, is that something that that Oilers fans should be worried about?
Yeah, I think so. And just, you know, they've had a lot of wins this year where they're not perfect, right? But again, their power play would bail them out, like you said. Yeah. And now you're starting to see, okay, you got your injuries mounting up on the blue line. You know, everyone else has to pick up the slack a little bit. You know you're going to give up 3 or 4 more good scoring chances a game because of how banged up your blue line is. So is your goalie going to come through for you? Is your penalty kill going to provide some value? Last night, the penalty kill really didn't. I thought Skinner was still great. I thought he kept them in that game longer than they probably deserved to be. And then again, like, some nights this year where the Oilers would play that bad defensively, but the offense is rolling, they score 5, they win the hockey game. And last night, again, just nothing came through to bail out an Oilers team that didn't deserve to win that game.
When the team is flat, like we saw last night against the Stars, is that on the players or the coaching staff? Oh,
players, 100%. Sometimes people think that, you know, an NHL coach is going to come into the room before every game and fire up the boys and give the big speech. That's just not how it works. Like, these guys get paid a lot of money to show up. And they know when the game starts, you know, it's not like these guys got other jobs or anything like that. Like, they need to be ready to go for puck drop. And once again, the Oilers, you know, weren't ready to go. They take some penalties. Their penalty kill doesn't come through. Dallas has a hell of a power play, so give them credit on that. But again, it's just they weren't ready to come out of the gates and compete, and that's concerning.
Duncan Keith day-to-day right now with an upper body injury. Darnell Nurse out with a broken finger. Mike Smith on long-term IR. Injuries are not on, like, the Oilers are struggling here right now. Is this something to be concerned about at this point in the season with our defensemen and our goaltenders?
Yeah, I mean, they're missing the entire left side of their blue line. Like a week ago, 10 days ago, they were running Nurse, Keith, Cuckoo. They're all gone now. So you're basically got nothing but replacements. And again, if it was an injury to the forward group, one on the left side of the blue line, one on the right side, you go, okay, we're going to shift some guys around. We can make up for it. But now, I mean, Broberg's been good. I like Broberg. I don't mind Chris Russell either. But you're basically running 3 replacement level guys, and there's always one of them on the ice. Like, it's a big issue right now with these injuries. So, I mean, hopefully they get healthy. Every team deals with injuries, and every team finds a way to get through it. Pittsburgh survived this year when they were missing a bunch of guys. Colorado survived without Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar, who was out for a little bit as well. You know, really good teams, and if you want to be a team that competes to win your division, you need to get through these stretches where you have injuries, and you need to still find a way to get points. And tonight, I mean, the Oilers could be missing 10 guys, and I'd still say that this is a game they need to win.
Oh my gosh, because they're facing one of the worst teams in the league. Shoot, maybe that's a perfect segue into the opposition report presented by Yeg Burger. Obviously, the Oilers are in Arizona tonight, taking on an Arizona team with a 4-13-2 record. Now, they are coming off 2 big wins on the weekend against the Red Wings and the LA Kings. We've not lost a game, back-to-back games this season yet. We're not about to do it to the Arizona Coyotes. So, obviously, the Yotes have some strengths on their roster. Maybe talk to us about that, and then really what the Oilers can do to expose the weaknesses, which they have to do, because like I said, we ain't losing back-to-back tonight.
Yeah, like you can see there, 4-13-2. Those 4 wins have all come in their last 10 games. Like, they found a way to turn it around a little bit. A big reason why has been Scott Wedgwood. They picked him up on waivers from New Jersey. He's 3-1-1. His save percentage is fantastic since he came over to the Devils. He's at a .940, and then he's got a .204 goals against average. This guy's given them a chance to win every single night he's been in the net. So that is probably the one concern here, is if Scott Wedgwood is going to keep playing hot like he has for the last couple weeks, then it might be a tough matchup for the Oilers. But outside of that, there's nothing to like about this Yotes team. They're in the bottom 5 when it comes to shots for percentage at 5-on-5, the bottom 5 in goals for percentage at 5-on-5, bottom 5 in the penalty kill, bottom 5 on the power play. Their roster is littered with American League players. Like, even with the Oilers' injuries, I still like their blue line more than I like Arizona's. It's probably the worst blue line in the NHL. So there's just nothing going on with this Yotes team. They're a basement dweller. They're in a rebuild. And if you're the Oilers, you need to find a way to not play down to your opponent and really just go pedal to the floor here and steamroll this team, because you should. They're that bad.
Steamroll. I love it. Okay, let's get to the lines presented by Deuce Vodka for the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah, let's dig into it for the Yotes here. The top line, Barrett Hayton with Clayton Keller and Phil Kessel. Keller and Kessel both with 4 points in their last 5 games. Barrett Hayton, the former World Junior star for Team Canada, he's got 2 goals in his last 5. Travis Boyd with Lawson Krause and Alex Galchenyuk is the second line. Jan Jenik, who I'm not even sure if that's a real name, will play with Antoine Roussel and Louis Eriksson, the 2 Canucks castaways. Ryan Zingle with Hudson Fasching and Liam O'Brien. The big thing with that forward group is the Yotes are going to be without both Johan Larsson, Nick Schmaltz, and Jay Beagle. They're missing their 3 best shutdown centermen in this hockey game. They are thin down the middle without injuries. Now that things are racking up in that department, the Oilers should be getting some absolutely gravy matchups in this hockey game. On the blue line, it's Jacob Chychrun with Ilya Lyubushkin, Shane Gostisbehere, who's actually having a pretty nice bounce-back season, with Dyson Mayo, the former Oil King, and Kyle Capobianco, who got the OT winner the other night, I think, in their game against the LA Kings. He's playing with Cam Dineen. Again, that right side, Lyubushkin, Mayo, Dineen. Lyubushkin's a third-pairing guy on most teams. The other 2 aren't getting a sniff of probably any other roster in the NHL. Between the pipes, it is Scott Wedgwood, and that's how the Yotes will line up tonight.
How do our Edmonton Oilers look? Any changes there? Obviously, there will be a couple. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, so, I mean, back-to-back games, right? So we're not 100% sure. We're probably going to have to wait until warm-ups. The one change, though, we know for sure, Keith is out day-to-day. They called it an upper body injury. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but William Lageson's going to make his season debut. So the pairings for the Oilers are going to be Russell with Bouchard, Broberg with Ceci, and Lagesson with Barry. Tough night for Barry last night. Hopefully he can bounce back, and he's going to have to, playing on a pairing with William Lagesson. The forward group, we'll see. Dave Tippett went to the blender yesterday, and I found that pretty interesting. At one point, he had like Brandon Perlini playing with McDavid and Draisaitl. I have a funny feeling he'll just reset and go right back to Hyman, McDavid, Puljujarvi, Nuge, Draisaitl, Yamamoto. The bottom 6, that third line, red hot Ryan McLeod, hey?
Oh my gosh, I know. Yeah, he scored. Right now he has back-to-back goals in the game. So I'm
3 in his last 5.
Yeah, you got to respect it, and hopefully he keeps bringing it for the Oilers.
And the fourth line, Derek Ryan will stay in. His wingers, it's up in the air right now. So far this year, Dave Tippett's kind of like to go to a bit of a rotation and kind of always mix in the other guys when they play on the second of back-to-back. But I thought Perlini was okay last night, and I like Sevier more than I like Kyle Turris. But we'll see what Tip does with the fourth line. Mikko Koskinen going to get the start between the pipes. 4-1-0 in his last 5 games, despite the fact he gave up 18 goals in that stretch.
Are you liking that? Producer Liam's cracking up as Tyler says that. Okay, so do we like that about having Mikko Koskinen in between the pipes? Stuart Skinner does need a rest at some point.
Yeah, you got to rest him. It's
but where's your faith?
I mean, again, for a matchup like this against Arizona, like Mikko's going to give up 2 or 3 goals tonight. That's, probably pretty close to a given, especially considering what the Oilers' blue line looks like. But giving up 2 or 3 goals, this Oilers team needs to find a way to get 4 past Scott Wedgwood. I know he's playing good, but it's also Scott Wedgwood. This Arizona team sucks. The Oilers need to draw some penalties. I know officiating was a big problem last night in the matchup against the Stars, but I'm fine. Like, I'm pretty confident Koskinen can hold this Yotes team to 3 or less goals.
Hopefully, that's right. Okay, where are you putting your money tonight, Tyler?
Let's take a peek at the betting report, courtesy of our friends over at PointsBet. The Oilers, the line's actually shifting towards the Coyotes tonight, which is a little puzzling to me, but Oilers minus 216 on the money line. Yotes are plus 170. If you like the Oilers to win this game in regulation, minus 131. I actually think there's some decent value there. Oilers on the puck line is plus 130. We are coming off a loss in our bet of the game tonight. I'm taking the Oilers to win the first period outright. So it's the 3-way money line in the first period, plus 125 for the Oilers to win the first. I think they're going to come out quick, and I think their star players are a little bit frustrated about last night, and usually an angry Connor and an angry Leon leads to a lot of goals. So
an angry Connor and an angry Leon leads to happy Oilers fans.
Yeah, that is a
right?
clip that was. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
But yeah, and like McDavid as well. First time all year he's been held off the score sheet last night. He's like plus 350 to get over 2.5 points tonight. I think this could be a really big night for McDavid. He put up 3 points last time they faced the Coyotes.
Okay, guys, so today, in honor of our Zodiac report, I'm not going to do it because all the energy will go into our crystals that I brought to work. And I only do this when necessary, when we lose one game and there's a potential to lose back-to-back, which we will not, especially tonight against the Arizona Coyotes. So I brought these magic crystals here on our pregame show, and the last time I did that, we had no problem winning. So everyone just believe in the crystals. They are here, and they are out, and they are charging. Tyler, how do you feel about that?
You know what? Oilers haven't lost back-to-back all year, so something's got to be the reason for that, right?
Thank
so
you for believing.
I believe
Guys,
in the
he's
crystals.
coming around. He's coming around. Okay, do you have anything in your chats?
A little bit of talk about the Oilers in back-to-back games here, and they've been under Dave Tippett in the couple of years under Dave Tippett. They've been really good in back-to-back games. This year they're 1-1. They did drop the close one to Buffalo a few weeks ago, and they didn't play all too well, but in general, the Oilers are pretty good teams, or are a pretty good team on the second night of back-to-back. So I think we're going to get a pretty good bounce back here from this group. I just can't see them playing 2 bad games back-to-back. And again, this might be one of those nights where maybe the big guns have to carry them a little bit, but I think that's certainly possible.
I felt good about us winning yesterday against the Dallas Stars. Obviously, that didn't go as expected, but at the end of the day, that's sports for you. That happens. I don't see them losing back-to-back games against the Yotes tonight. So I'm just gonna put that out there. So far, I'm good with everything. Tyler, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Spiced Oil somehow made like a little emoji of me on the Twitch chat.
No way.
But it's me when my hat was like down like that.
That's
so
how
anyways,
funny was that screenshot,
funny.
guys? Out of all the freeze frames in the world, it was that one.
What else are we looking at here? Electronic Jordan, where were they last night? I think that might be referencing the crystals as well. Yeah.
So they were out last night, but I didn't have them ready for game time. So again, I'll take responsibility for that. Now they are ready. They're out. They're doing their job. So I'm sorry, Oilers fans. I need to, be a little bit more responsible.
Twitch chat is bumping today. Spiced Oil has stickers for everyone. He has a sticker of you.
What's my
as well.
sticker?
It's from that same screenshot. Anyways, if you're not on the Twitch chat, you're clearly missing out.
I didn't even know that's possible.
Daryl in the Facebook chat said, "Let's go Oilers." I said, "Let's go Daryl. Enjoy the game tonight."
Let's go Daryl. Join me.
No,
come on.
No.
Join me.
That's not really my vibe.
Do the bark.
They're not underdogs.
Do the bark.
I'm saving all my fun energy for Saturday.
All right, guys, enjoy today's game. That's it for the Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. Caroline and Tyler here with you, and we're out. Peace.